Good morning. I am Kevin Price. Delighted to be with you, talking to you about you and your business. We've got a lot to cover on today's program, but what else is new? We're going to get right straight to it. We've got William Edmundson on. He's with a great company called Abbey Executive Suites right here in the great city of Houston, but also in other parts of the country. And they do a phenomenal job of helping keep businesses on the right track, help business owners to focus on their bottom line rather than the often the bureaucracy that surrounds leasing a traditional office. You guys do cool work. How are you, my friend?
I'm doing great. Thank you, Kevin. Good to be on.
You bet. Why don't you tell us a little bit more about what Abbey does? Also tell us about where you're at in terms of parts of the country now.
Absolutely. Well, for those people who don't know, Abbey is a chain of executive suites. We're based right here in Houston, and we've got locations in Tucson, Arizona. We've got a couple in Dallas, a couple in San Antonio. We've got 17 in Houston, and we've got actually 2 in New Orleans.
Very cool. What do you got for us today?
Well, I just wanted to talk a little bit about some comments I've gotten from some of your listeners, and I would also like to ask your listeners who sometimes send emails if they would be kind enough to send an email to me at abby@abby.com. That's ABBY @abby.com. Because we've had people asking about, is Abbey growing? You know, there are a lot of people that like the fact, Kevin, that they can get a traditional office with us and have their phones answered and their mail delivered and have that business address. There are a lot of people who have what we call virtual plans, which let people kind of pick and choose the components that they want of an office without actually having a physical office, meaning they can come in and use meeting rooms, they can get their mail delivered, they can get their phone answered, those kinds of things. And then we have some people, and Kevin, I know you've met some of the Abbey clients that actually use Abbey as their branch offices. And a great example of that is we have several companies that are in the financial planning industry, and what they like to do is take advantage of the fact that we've got 17 locations in Houston. So what they'll do is if they're meeting with a client in the Woodlands, they use the Abbey location at the Woodlands. If they're meeting somebody from Memorial, they may go to our Villages location. Basically, we've got locations all around. And what I would like to know is, as Abbey continues to grow and meet the needs that people have, shoot me an email and let me know if there's a part of town or a market that you would like to see an Abbey location in.
Yeah, I love that idea. That's a great idea. You can drive the next location. I think that's fantastic. Do you have anything like right on Westheimer and the Beltway?
Yeah, actually we've got 2 locations right in that area. We've got one in the West Chase area, which is at 9801 Westheimer. Great location.
Oh, I'm familiar with that. Yeah, that used to be the building that the Chamber used to be in that building. They're now about a mile away from there, or a quarter of a mile away, actually, is probably more accurate.
That's right, and a lot of people like that office because we have renovated it. It's got all of our signature items in there, so if somebody needed to go in and they want to work in a cubicle for a while, they want to use wireless, they want beautiful meeting rooms, or if they want to use something we call our collaboration table that allows multiple people to plug their computers in and project what they're working on, literally toggling back and forth without having to unconnect and reconnect cords. You can see it on a big flat screen right in front of you. So that's to answer your question. That's one of the 2 that are right there. That 9801 Westheimer, and then we've got one that is on the other side of the Beltway, the outside of the Beltway, that is. And it's called Wilcrest, and it is right off the corner of Westheimer and Wilcrest, located at 2500 Wilcrest, and that's a very nice location that we have there as well. In fact, Kevin, that location has a training room that seats, I believe, 20 folks in there, and we actually use it for some of our meetings, and we get all of our managers together and work on customer service or sales, and really find that we have very productive meetings because the room is just perfectly set up for it.
Yeah, well, I love that idea, though. I got to tell you, I do that pretty often when I have a potential client that I want to be on my territory, if you will, but I don't want him to have to go too far or her to go too far out of their way to meet with me. Man, that's a great idea. That's a great way of accommodating the client, but at the same time, you always kind of feel a little weird on the client's space, and you kind of want to feel like you have a little edge as far as location goes. That gives you that edge.
Yeah, it really does. And what we also find, very similar to that, Kevin, is we've got a lot of people who maybe they have like a manufacturing type company, for example, and they want to interview people. Executive type people. They want to interview folks, or they want to have a business meeting, and they don't want to have it in an industrial area. They'll use some of our finally appointed boardrooms and have the meeting and have that credibility. And you're right. A lot of it is about comfort. A lot of it is about credibility. But I'm like you. I always feel like if I'm meeting with somebody, I'm at their office, they kind of have the edge. So we can help people gain that edge. We'll expect your guest. You can tell us their names when they come in. Mr. Price has been waiting for you. We're glad you're here. They'll hook them up with some Starbucks coffee, get them seated in one of our waiting rooms, or take them directly to the boardroom or the conference room of your choice.
Get them highly caffeinated for you. Absolutely. That's awesome. I love what you guys do, and I encourage people to learn more about it because I think it's so imperative that people, learn how to, think strategically about these appointments. Think about your interests, but also at the same time figure out how to benefit your client. You know what? And sometimes your client likes to get out of his office or her office anyway. So I think it's a great idea. William Edmundson, contact him at abby@abby.com. Abby spelled ABBY. Abby@abby.com. Tell him that you want where you want your office to be, and he will definitely look into that. All over 20 locations now in the greater Houston area. Always looking for more opportunities to add. I think it's awesome. What's the 800 number over there?
Yeah, people can reach us toll free at 888-785-8800. One more time, that's 888-785-8800. And do me a favor, if you would, let them know that you heard about us on The Price of Business.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea. All right, thanks so much for being with us.
Thank you.
When we come back, much more for you. I do want to remind you, best content here can be found over there at usdailyreview.com, and you're listening to The Price of Business.